interwebs. This week's going to be a little bit different. So, you saw the concrete guys. They got their thing done. And that was it. What little bit I got there was all there was. I thought they were coming back to finish up. Turns out the rest of the stuff they're going to do will be done at the end when they pour the driveway. So the framing hasn't started yet. I thought it would start this week, but not yet. They've been delivering lumber, the roof trusses, all that's out there. But we're not ready to go on the framing just yet. So there's not really a lot to film on the house. But do have something going on. So this week's video is going to be a little bit different. The last time I drove my truck, the alternator went out. No big deal, it happens. So I got an alternator, and I'm on my way to my dad's house right now. That's where I'm storing my truck while we're getting the house built, because he has a covered place I can put it. So I'm going to go over there, install the alternator, and you guys can join in. If you got any comments or suggestions, please put them below. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, especially the like part. Apparently, that helps with the algorithm. And speaking of the algorithm, I've been looking at it now that I'm learning more about this whole YouTube video thing. My videos are around 15, 17 minutes, around that neighborhood. The average view time is 4 minutes. So people are just starting to look at it, and then I guess you're bored with me. I don't know. Again, please comment, let me know. I really would like some suggestions. My army of 14 subscribers isn't gonna make me rich. And my army of 14 subscribers is primarily family and such, but I would really appreciate some feedback, some comments, some suggestions, how I can make it better. Because again, well, you see, I'm just starting out. So, having said all of that, off to Dad's house, get to work on the truck, and see how that goes. Be seeing you. Let's do this. Okay, there's the alternator. It sits in the side of the engine. Typical Ford layout. If you've ever worked on a Ford before, it's pretty straightforward. You can see how dirty it is under here. This is not some pristine show truck. I drive it and I use it, and I think people are pretty upset that I actually use it as a truck. Like, oh, it should be in a garage. It should be, kept up, blah, blah, blah. No, dude, it's a truck. It's a big, healthy 3/4 ton Ford truck. And it's good for hauling stuff. So, that's what I do. Okay, first things first. Find some sockets. Should be a 9/16. It's an old Ford. Everything's 9/16. Yeah, this isn't exactly a watch JR go, but it should be, I won't say entertaining necessarily, but perhaps informative. Is that a 5/8? Wow. And the bottom bolt is quite tight. There we go. This would have been a good time to replace the belts, but I didn't think about it. Oh well. Okay, another thing, and this is a biggie, disconnect the battery. Little top tip, disconnect the negative side first. Or in this case, that's all you got to disconnect, but the reason is if you're loosening Oops. If you're loosening the negative side and you bump your wrench into something, nothing happens because it's the ground. Okay, come on. And 69 Ford, no computers or any that kind of nonsense to worry about. Half inch, 9/16, 5/8. That's Ford. That's pretty much every old Ford. And dropping the bolts. Also a typical. Still got some blue Loctite on it. Awesome. Get the belt out of the way. I can't quite get the belt out of the way. I really need a fan shroud. It would greatly improve the cooling. It's just one of those when I get around to it kind of things. Okay, belt is off. Get this bottom bolt. It's a long one. It goes all the way through into the head of the engine. There's a spacer that falls to the ground. Hey, really long bolt. Now, a couple of wires on the back. And that's it. Easy cheesy, lemon squeezy. I'm turning it, it's not moving. The heck? Whoever put this alternator on did it, shall we say, rather haphazardly. Okay, so all the wires, and that's one very old alternator. See, on the front of that alternator was covered in black powder. That's probably from the brushes and such inside going bad. This Duralast, one of AutoZone's finest. That's, I think, a problem. So this is where I've got 3 wires. This has 2. Where does this third wire go? Yeah, that's not good. I don't even know what the heck that is. Okay. Greetings, interwebs. Okay, here's what happened. The alternator went out on the truck, so I bought a new one, ordered it on AutoZone's website. It was delivered the next day. Good, fast, free service. Turns out it was the wrong alternator. It was a 1-wire universal. My truck needs the 3-wire, the regular Ford alternator. So that's why it wouldn't work. Why I couldn't get the wires to come up. So I went to the AutoZone store there in Middleburg, and they had the one I needed on the shelf. So I got that, and it was actually a little bit cheaper. And because I carried my old alternator with me to, make sure I got the right one, it turns out I got my cord charge back. So I got, cash money back.
A few moments later.
Okay, here we go again. Alternator replacement, take 2. The first alternator I had was the wrong one. It's a single wire universal. I need the 3-wire. This one has the 3 wires to connect, like I need. The guys at AutoZone were very helpful, and it was awfully convenient that they had it sitting on the shelf. Exactly the one I needed. Where did my spacer go? Big bolt. Where did I put the spacer? Oh, I dropped it. I thought I got it. Oh, I didn't put it in the box and give it back to AutoZone. Oh, there it is. Kapla. Okay. Put the wires on. So, turns out the one I needed is actually cheaper than the one I had originally bought. Just slightly cheaper. And because I had my other alternator there with me, I got the cord charge taken care of. They had to refund the original.
Eventually.
3 nuts for the wires are all 3 different sizes. Not one of Ford's better ideas. Unless it's just to make sure you somehow get the right one, I don't know. Okay, wire everywhere. Can't really see what I'm doing from over there. Sorry. That guy goes on there. I'll get him first. That's one. 2 and 3 are not going to be so easy, especially 2, because this wire, straighten that out, it should fit on the nut. Yes! Kapla. Got that one done. Wow. Got it on, but starting a thread is not going to be the easiest thing in the world down inside here. Nope. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. It works. Last but not least, just hoping this one works just as easily. This one's not going as well. Why are you not going as well? Okay, started a thread. There. Wrenching on old Fords, old cars in general, I just have more experience in old Fords, is really quite easy. If you don't know how to work on old vehicles and you want to learn, I suggest getting some old. It's easy to do. Parts are readily available. Well, depending on what you get. Like in my case, 69 Ford, parts are everywhere. Come on. heater hoses in the way. Now, getting this bottom one started is going to be a bit of a chore. Going to line up the long bolt and that through the bracket, through the alternator, into the hole in the head. Kind of in the dark. There's a deep shadow over here where I'm working. Okay. Actually, this might not be as hard as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, okay, I can put the spacer on. Oh yeah, okay. It was not nearly as bad as I was expecting. Groovy. I've just got to get into the hole. There he is. Couldn't find the hole. Hate when it happens. Okay. Bolt for the top. Let's get these heater hoses out of my way. Get the thread started. Sure there's some of you out there with actual mechanical skills that are watching me and just cringing right now. I'm not a mechanic by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just a guy who can do a little wrenching from time to time. If I need anything big done, I got mechanic friends that, yeah, can handle it. Okay, the bolts are in, the belt is on. I just need to tighten it. Like I said, super easy, barely an inconvenience.
And there you have it, interwebs. The old Ford, running like a champ. Took it all over town the next day, drove it to work, drove to my uncle's, hauled home some furniture with it. She ran like a top. You gotta love an old truck. It's just a whole different experience. If you've never driven an old vehicle from the 60s and all you ever driven is newer stuff, you gotta try it. It's like nothing else. It's just fun. Hopefully, we'll be getting back to some house videos maybe this week. I'm not sure. With Christmas coming up at the end of the week, I don't know what the subcontractors are doing. As soon as I find out something, I'll let you know. In the meantime, enjoy a rip it, and have a great time. Be seeing you.